Okay, so in this video, I'll be talking about polarity in Islam. So I really found this really interesting because, when I was looking into Islam and how the story came to be about, I was brought upon this book as well, The Way of the Superior Man. It talks about polarity and, sexual stuff between a female and a male, and the polarity of masculine and feminine. And I just seen this most beautiful thing because if you want a long lasting, strong relationship, one that doesn't get bored, one that, you know, is so strong, the bond is so strong, you need one another. Kind of relationship where the other person relies on the other person for this certain gift. And in the way the superior man, it talks a lot about the feminine gifts and the masculine gifts. There are certain things that men are good at, and there's certain things that women are good at. And I just really find it very interesting that in Islam, there is a very good layout format that they follow, is where the masculine virtue is to protect and provide, right? That's what Allah said. He said that the men are the providers, and they're also the protectors. So what does that mean? The man has to provide and protect. And so then that's his mission, to go out, make some money, get the food, this and that, and be able to protect his household, be able to be strong, and be able to just protect his family. And basically, bro, a thing also that I would also like to add is this narration right here. It was from Al Bukhari. What is it? I think that's what's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really good at pronunciations, but yeah. But it was narrated that she said that, why did Prophet Muhammad like Khadija? Because she believed in me when no one else did, and she embraced Islam when people disbelieved me, or when people disbelieved me, when people didn't believe in me, and she helped and comforted me when there was no one to lend a helping hand. And so what does that mean? That means that it embraces, a woman being there for the man even if the time is hard. And I just really, really find it interesting that there's this certain layout through marriage and finding relationships and not being a degenerate idiot in Islam. And I really think that it's a beautiful thing, and I wish people take into account this before looking at Muslims and like saying, "Oh, we're terrorists," this and that. Like, other other than what social media, CNN, whatever they tell you, if you take a look at it in a different perspective, into your own perspective, it's kind of like a beautiful religion because it embraces men going through monk mode when they're a kid and using sexual transmutation, basically using your sexual energy into your craft or into something that is, important to you, whether that's being like Khabib Nurmagomedov and focusing on MMA, whatever that may be for you. Whether that's doing the same thing as Prophet Muhammad did, was working to do the spread of Islam, whether that's being like Prince Nassim Ahmed and becoming a great boxer, using his energy for that. It really, what is that word called? It really promotes monk mode as a young man. And if it promotes monk mode as a young man, it higher the person's value. And so then, if everybody around you, just like me, I'm in the United States, right? Everybody's dating, everybody's getting into relationships, wasting their money on dates, wasting their money on cool outfits so they can impress other people. If you just stay on monk mode and not be distracted by relationships and heartbreak, this and that, just like everybody else, and trying your best to attack the other opposite gender, then you'll get a high value in return. Because if you keep focusing on your value, improving on yourself, being masculine, excuse me, being masculine is staying on task and grinding, right? So if you're staying on task and you're grinding, being the best possible version of yourself, trying to improve yourself, being masculine and all that, once you're so high up there, you become high value. And once you become high value, you're staying on deen, you're you're financially free, you're very strong, you're good looking, all those good stuff, right? And you're still humble, then in the end, bro, you will find someone who's high value as well. Because I see many people nowadays, they say that they need experience. They need experience with these type of people. But in the Quran, it says that it's haram to have a sexual intercourse outside of marriage. So if you commit sexual intercourse outside of marriage, your value goes straight down because you can never take that back, virginity. And your virginity, and many people may also say that, oh bro, you're just such a loser, you can lose your virginity, this and that. Those people can talk, but most people lose it at a young age because they're dumb, right? Most people who don't lose it, right? Most people who don't lose it and use that energy for something that actually has value and actually helps them and grind out being the best possible person that they can be, trying to improve their life in different aspects, using their energy instead of wasting it, they'll be more successful than the people who waste it on relationships, busting nuts just for pleasure. Think outside of it. Marriage is beautiful, bro. So don't go and waste it just because the society of pressures tell you to date. Just because your pleasure to want to bust a nut to another female. Work hard. And later in your life, go marry someone, bro. Just work on your value for now. And in the end, you will thank your future self. That's enough for me, bro. Again, this video was talking about marriage, polarity in Islam, and which I think was very beautiful and nice. And yeah, bro, that's enough for me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.